losing 2-1 to the worst ranked team in the Conference League is pretty shambolic. Do you remember? Can you recall any more embarrassing results that Tottenham have ever had in your opinion?
No. I mean, no. When you just look at it, like statistically, with a team that's that piss poor, and the strange thing is, you can't even blame the fact that we went down to 10 men, because we were playing better after Sessegnon went off. So you can't really put it down to that at all. I think I if I'm trying to be optimistic, because I agree with the majority of what Brian has said already, and he had his rant, and rightly so. I think to be slightly on the optimistic side, I think that this is a case of Conte, as you guys already pointed out. Actually, it's him understanding the strength of the squad, which is that there isn't any strength to the depth of the squad, and I think that Sessegnon showed us up, Doherty showed us up, and I think that as much as I'm very glad, as you know, that we've moved to a 3 at the back, I think that at the moment, because we're so weak in the midfield, I think that Ndombele is taking the blame for the fact that we should actually be. So you've got the 3 defenders at the back. You've got a 4 across the midfield, and included in that 4 is Sessegnon and Doherty. I mean, you have a seriously weak ass midfield there, and Ndombele wasn't used to his best abilities, which is between himself, Mura and Lo Celso. They are the ball carriers of the team, right? If you want the players to get the ball forward, you need them doing that. And Ndombele was spent most of the time playing in our side of the pitch. He was playing as a defensive midfielder a lot of the time, and that's not what you want him doing. So quite honestly, if I was to make, I don't want to criticize Conte, but he's still getting used to the team. He is still getting used to the side. But I genuinely wouldn't have played Sessegnon if I wanted to win this game. He played Sessegnon because he wanted to see his ability. Now he knows, I reckon Sessegnon's out of here, along with a few other players. If you wanted to win that game, you play Brian Hill where Sessegnon was. And then instead of having 3 up front, you have an extra midfielder. You have Ndombele playing in the cam position. And then you have, Dele Alli and Kane have played in a 2 up the front together before in some of our best seasons at the club. I know Dele Alli is not the player he was, but if we had a stronger midfield, if we were retaining the ball more, if we had a lot more and more creativity going forward, there's a chance we would have put him off a lot more away. And I think, as much as I'm going to contradict myself now, because John, you remember when we were talking about the Leeds game, I said that Harry Winks is basically just a pocket, and
a vacuum. I think you said, yeah,
a vacuum, exactly. But at the same time, I think even if you played today, if you had Winks and Skip playing just behind Ndombele, and then you had Brian Hill out on the left, and then you had a Kane, Ali, Dele, a 2 up front, I think you would have seen an entirely different game today. But at the end of the day, I do think it's a case of Conte trying to get used to the depth of the squad, and we have to just accept that. And this is the competition that they probably would want to. Let's be honest, if we're going to dick around and try and find out, things about the players, and Conte wants to know these things, this is the competition to do it. Because would you rather win the Conference League, or would you if you had to drop out of one early, which one is it? The Conference League, the FA Cup, or the Carabao Cup? Which one would you just bail out of? Because for me, it's the Conference League.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. And this competition is increasingly becoming a bit too much trouble than it's worth, in my opinion, the way how many games we're going to have to play. And for the last game against Rennes now, we have to win if we're going to guarantee safe passage, because Vitesse are playing Mura, and they're probably going to win that game, despite Mura beating us. So that's a game now where we have to go full strength, and that takes away even more. That puts even more pressure on the squad going into a busy Christmas period, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that the thing is, we have to remember, this is going to be the last game, if I'm not wrong, before Christmas. And then, if we do get through, if we beat Rennes, then we're waiting until January before we pick things up again. And at that point, that's when things are going to get serious, because you better believe Conte has been guaranteed enough money to bring in players that are going to do some serious work on the squad. And the midfield is where I think we need the most work right now. Yes, we definitely need another centre-back, but the midfield, I think he's going to bolster that something serious. You're going to look at someone like a Kezier, a Barella. You know, you're going to get some seriously high quality players coming in and fixing that situation. But up until that point, I think that he's going to go out with a very, very strong team against Rennes and just get that job done. You know, just get it out of the way. The only player that I think his position is under scrutiny right now, I think, is Harry Kane. I honestly don't think that man went out there, and as much as he scored, I know he scored the goal. I understand that, but Harry Kane can score goals in his sleep. I don't think that he went out there playing at full mast. I think that guy is still on the fence as to whether he even wants to stay there or not, even with Conte running the show. Because Conte will bolt if things go piss poor, and then Kane is stuck playing for, continuing to play for a team that he didn't want to play for a few months ago. So I could see him getting dropped to show him that he's not, that he's not irreplaceable.
I can't see
that happening.
I can't see him dropping him.
Maybe he won't. Maybe he feels that Kane is undroppable. But I think it's something that should be done. I don't think that if he continues to go out and play the way that he played today, we're not going to do anything. You know, he really is. He needs to be told. He needs to be shown. No one's undroppable, mate. Right now, if you, it's a pity that Ben's not there, because I'm pretty sure if I ask you this question, both of you will have opposite answers. But if we were going to lose Mura or Kane, who would you rather lose right now?
You mean?
I'd personally rather see Kane go, man.
Yeah,
in a transfer, yeah.
Of course, I'd rather see Lucas go. Yeah.
Yeah, so that I this sounds like I wish Ben was there to kind of be the arbiter, but I think that Mura is doing an awful lot more for the team right now than Kane is. He really is. Kane is his performances are lackluster, and I don't think that that's just a case of him being in a slump. I think it's a case of him not actually wanting to perform. So if we show that, like, if again, I think Sonny should be playing in the 2 with someone. And I at this point in time, if it shows Kane what for, I think Son and Dele up front together in the next game, or Son and Lucas, but definitely like just drop Kane, show him that he needs to get his act together, or he's not in the team.
Even just for like 1 or 2 games, it's not saying like you're out forever. It's just like to give him a little rocket up the bum, I think.
Yeah.
Just to let him know that he's not, it's his position's not what's the expression, untenable.
Yeah.
He's not
irreplaceable. Sorry, yeah, that's a better expression. Yeah, because I just think he just needs a little bit of something, doesn't he, just to keep him on his toes? Because he's just going out there feeling like his position.
Look, Conte. If Conte found a player who wasn't fully committed, I don't think he'd be starting.
Say that again.
If Conte really thought there was a player there who wasn't fully committed, I don't think he would be playing. I think Conte's the kind of manager to play on sentiment. I don't think Conte's a manager to play anyone on sentiment.
I don't know. It also could be, maybe that's the one stipulation that Daniel Levy said to Conte, that you do need to play Harry Kane every game, no matter what.
This is a guy who Diego Costa was his top goal scorer, and because Costa was looking to move to China, he shipped him out. He was saying, you're not going to be part of my team anymore, despite how good you've been and how much top goal scorer. If you're not fully committed, I don't want you in the team.
I hope he is ruthless.
He is like that. I've seen him many times.
And I hope he judges it on face value and not just based on reputation and what's gone on in the last 7 years or whatever.
Conte's not that person. Conte's not that person.
Hopefully makes some, elite manager makes elite decisions.
I want to ask you about this quote from Conte. He said, I'm not a magician, and after 3 weeks, I have found players that want to work and have great commitment, but sometimes the commitment isn't enough. Is he just saying some of these players are simply not good enough?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think you can misconstrue that. I think sometimes commitment isn't enough means that you've only got talent and commitment are the only 2 things that you bring to the table. Do you know what I mean? So if the commitment is there but the talent isn't, then some of the guys are obviously showing that they don't live up to his expectations. I obviously don't think Kane is that player, and I also think that sometimes players in training will show incredible quality and incredible skill, and then get out on match day and not show the same level of performance. I guarantee you that from what we've actually seen, if you look at the Tottenham YouTube channel, you see the likes of Steven Bergwijn is an absolute phenomenon on the training pitch. He's better than everybody. And then he gets out there and he plays on match day, and he's incredibly underwhelming. So there are a number of players that I still think that he's seeing them playing and training, several days a week. Then they get out on match day, and he probably doesn't understand what the heck is going on. So he's still learning all of that stuff at the minute. But I'm sure there are some players that he's already aware. They're not up to scratch.
Who do you think he's talking about?
Adam, so what do you think are going to be his next sort of big moves in terms of like changes in the starting 11, let's say? Like who's he going to be very cutthroat with?
It's got to, I mean, Dele Alli has to be up there. I think he's given, for me, Sessegnon and Doherty, they've had their shot today, and against a team like Mura, and they were the ones that really let us down. When you think about what Mura did to us today, it was primarily going down the wings. It wasn't really going down the center of the pitch. It was a stray ball would go out left or a stray ball would go out right. Someone would run onto it, and then nobody would be there picking them up. So I think that, Sessegnon, Doherty, Sanchez did not do himself any favors today, man. Like he really didn't. No, so I think he understands that. Like he has said several times that this team is it's in a process at the minute, right? He knows that he's made it very clear he's not making any guarantees of trophies this season. I can see next season being a huge one for Conte, huge, because we'll have not only the January transfer window, but we'll have the summer transfer window too, which we know is going to be an even bigger one. So I think that it's going to take time, but he's already making it very clear he's not guaranteeing any miracles this time around. So I think it's just take it step by step. Up until January, it's a case of is he going to play? Does he care about the Conference League going into the Rennes game? That's a big one, right? And then obviously the Premier League games are going to be of the most importance. So how does he juggle those things between now and Christmas? So I sincerely hope that as these weeks have gone on and he's played the 3-4-3, I hope he's going to switch to be a bit more to pack the midfield a bit more and just give two strikers a chance and give Kane the elbow for a couple of games, whichever games they are. Give him the elbow. Just let him know, look, you may be the best striker in the world potentially, but you're not irreplaceable.
All right, Adam. Nice to see you as always. Nice to hear from you.
Likewise, guys. By the way, I don't know. I don't know if I have the perfect Spurs song this song that represents Spurs perfectly, but I know the song that we need to be singing going into the rain game.
What's that?
And all the crowd need to be chanting up, hey now, don't dream it's over.
Wow, what a voice.
Oh, Adam.
Adam. Whoa, wow. Adam.
We Are Tottenham TV's got talent. I love it. I absolutely love it.
And someone actually said, is that Westlife on your sweater as well?
I was almost there.
Absolutely brilliant. Wow, what a voice. That came out of nowhere. You have to be our regular vocalist.
Yeah, you call me anytime. I'll do all your soundtracks.
All right, lead vocals.
We gotta hope. We gotta keep up. We've got one more game.
No, I can't play the instruments.
No, you're out, John.
I can play the recorder at school.
You're out, John. We got Adam as lead vocalist. I'll be backup vocals.
I can bash some tambourines or something.
You can be a tambourine. All right, we're getting the band together. All right, Adam, nice one.
Awesome stuff.
Nice to see you, mate.
Good to see you guys. Come on, you
see you, Adam. Come on.